and welcome to News Epicenter with me, Ayushman Singh Jamwal. The blast in Mangaluru, ladies and gentlemen, coming in the wake of the blast in Shivamogga and Coimbatore, has put the lens on the shadow of terror in the south. The political war is raging in both Tamil Nadu and Karnataka over lapses and appeasement politics, but the targets in the line of fire are us, the Aam Aadmi of this country. Mangalore has once again shown that the divide due to politics and state jurisdictions has allowed terror cells to thrive in the grey area and lone wolves like Shareeq to strike with impunity. Just look at the concerns raised by the Mangaluru case. Now, as per the intelligence sources, Shareeq is an absconder in the Shivamogga blast case from back in September, but the authorities could not track him for weeks. Shareeq plotted the Mangaluru blast in Mysore for weeks under the radar of the security establishment. Shareeq was able to travel across state lines, raising the alarm over how terror suspects can move with ease. He acquired a fake Aadhaar card showing the ability of these radicals to get these fake identities. And such is the role of politicking surrounding terror cases in our country that the garb of saffron terror seems to have become the modus operandi of these terror cells. Simply activated by social media and digital technology, radicalized lone wolves, young men and women with technical skills, have the potential of causing widespread destruction, posing serious questions for our law enforcement and intelligence agencies, our political class, but also for our religious leaders. Our safety is at stake when such dangerous individuals are allowed to slip through the cracks. Who has allowed this rot to thrive, and what can we do about it? Now, we're joined on the broadcast by our guest, Madhu N. Rao, spokesperson of the BJP, Shatabi Shivanna, spokesperson of the Karnataka Congress, Atikur Rahman, Islamic scholar, Rahul Ishwar, author and activist, and Arvind Kumar Jain, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Mr. Jain, I'll come to you first. Now, if we analyze the movements of Shareeq, are we overlooking a national... Right, we'll try to reconnect with Mr. Jain over there, but let's get a reaction from the BJP spokesperson. This man called Shareeq, he came on the radar in connection to the Shivamogga blast. He was able to plan the blast in Mangaluru and Mysore for multiple weeks, and he was able to execute that entire attack. Now tell me, isn't this a textbook case of intelligence failure?
Well, thanks for having me on the show. First of all, my reaction is this. You must understand that whenever I first of all, I do not want to make it, political, but the questions being asked, I think I have to be political. Mm-hmm. When we detain certain persons whom we know that they would be doing something, that time we are termed as communalists. And when the thing happens and then they are arrested, they would get bail and they are into all these things. Now you tell me one thing, who would Congress believe in? Do they believe in army, Indian army? Do they believe in Indian Navy? They said that Pulwama did not happen at all. It was all orchestrated. They are going to say this too. My question to them is, we have on record, the Chief Minister of Karnataka has told 18 sleeper cells have been, people who are involved in 18 sleeper cells have been arrested. That has not come to light, but it has happened. Point number one. Point number two, kindly understand the nefarious design of these people. They're highly trained people from ISIS. You know, these modules work like as if they're called as work from home concepts. They have the technological background. They're all intelligent guys doing these aspects and they know how to get away. My point only is this is, if there is an intelligence failure, let me ask a counter question to everyone. This guy, Shareeq, he goes to Coimbatore, he meets Mobin and he comes back. My question is, why did the Tamil Nadu police did not acknowledge that it's an act of terror? Perhaps on the, perhaps was it being told by the Tamil Nadu government not to tell that it is a terror attack until and unless Annamalai came out in the open saying that there is a terror angle to this? Perhaps if this were to happen, this were to happen and they were to arrest at that point of time, this would have not happened. Kindly understand, we are dealing in such a situation where there is cross information required between the states. And if certain states, I must say this, when Congress is in power, they try to politicize. They do not want to acknowledge the fact that this is a radicalized terrorist issues. They do not want to acknowledge this. In such a case, what would you expect? Point number two, let me tell, This the same person, everyone were asking, how did he galvanize so much of the material for doing the blast? What happens? Please see the leads which are coming it now. I think I shouldn't be talking much about the leads, but we are coming to know that he went to Kerala and got all the things from Amazon. This is the state at which we are there. It is a serious issue. We have in BJP at
But
least,
Mr. Rao, you still haven't answered my question. How was he able to plan this entire blast in Mysore for all these weeks? I'll give the opportunity to the Congress spokesperson to respond to what you're saying. Mr. Shivana, what do you have to say?
The Congress outrightly rejects any act of terrorism. We believe that it's an act against humanity. We believe that terror has no nationality. It doesn't have any religion or any gender. Any person indulging in terrorist activities should be dealt with the most stringent provisions of law. That is the stand of the Congress party, and it is loud and clear. Having said that, let me point out the incompetence, inefficiency, and maladministration of the state government of Karnataka. The ADGP today in his statement has said that Shareeq is a 24-year-old novice. He's a newbie. He lacks the technical know-how. And moreover, he's not someone who's been under the radar. He's been booked in 3 cases, one in Mangalore North, Mangalore East, and Shimoga Rural. His handlers were booked under the UAPA, and he is prime accused in the child bomb blast case in Shimoga district, which happens to be the home district of the Honorable Home Minister of Karnataka. These people have been working under the nose of the Honorable Home Minister, and it just goes to show their lack of administration, lack of governance, and poor handling of law and order. This is a national security breach that they should have focused on. The Shareeq is a newbie, and the people of Karnataka today are fortunate that we haven't fallen prey to something larger, something bigger. If the government of Karnataka
I agree with you.
Focused on administration and law and order rather than corruption, communalism, and cheap tricks, today Karnataka would have been in a much better state.
I agree with you that we got very lucky that this pressure cooker bomb exploded before it could reach some crowded area. I want to get Arvind Kumar Jain on this when it comes to the technicalities of tackling these terror threats. What are the challenges when it comes to tackling terror cases with multiple jurisdictions, especially when it comes to nabbing these radicals with the technical know-how? Number one, you are facing a police force. A police force that has taken over such an investigation. To a great extent, we feel that they're very constrained when it comes to tackling the terrorists who have such a huge technical know-how, especially with their exposure to digital technology. Number two is the challenges between the jurisdictions of state polices across state lines. Are those the daunting challenges when it comes to a pan-India crackdown on terror?
You have asked several questions. I will start right from the beginning. Tackling terror cases is naturally an issue. And unless and until you have a very strong database with you, for example, if ATS is not very active, in UP, there were 3 blasts at 3 different collectorates in 2007. And then we had requested the Chief Minister, and ATS was formed in 2007 and 2008 beginning. It has such a strong database that once there is any trouble or there is any suspect, they have the database. The several numbers are on surveillance of ATS all the time, suspected numbers. And they are in touch with the Intelligence Bureau, NIA, RAW, and other agencies, and they also help the state police. Similar is the case with the neighboring states. Neighboring states are also very cooperative. Most of the time they are cooperative. At times they conceal some inputs they have regarding terror attacks or terrorists, but generally they cooperate. And the system is that you ask other state police forces through Intelligence Bureau, through NIA, through RAW, and you get the reply, you get the help which is required. But every state has to build up its own database, has to build up very strong ATS. In my opinion, I think Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, they have not faced much of this terror modules in the past. So now they will have to gear up, and they will have to develop the anti-terrorist squads in in a proper fashion in both the states, so that there is link up with NIA of the ATS, with the Intelligence Bureau, with other states, the ATS of different states, they also keep on interacting with each other, and they take the help of in Coimbatore blast, in Mangaluru blast, there is something common, and I think the entire module has to be busted. Once this man Mohammed Shareeq, he's in a position to depose before the police, and he's taken on police custody remand, he will reveal so many things. But he's an old hand. He's an old ISIS sympathizer, and he was planning something big at some crowded place. Luckily, it went off.
Right. And Atikur Rahman, I want to build this discussion to a more societal point of view as well. This is another indication of the threat of radicalism from within, with the misuse of faith. What steps should the Muslim community take to not only diffuse such a threat from within, but also prevent the right wing from the other side from hijacking the entire narrative?
Well, I am so thankful to you that you asked me this question. For me, what is relevant here is how to have a zero tolerance towards terrorism. And I have never shied away from accepting the fact that our youth, the Muslim youth, are getting radicalized, and there should be something we could do. How can we prevent them from getting radicalized? You look at the dichotomy of the narratives of the approaches. The Muslim intelligentsia, not only in India but from the world, they are trying to get this youth, explaining them. My voice is echoing too much. If that can be corrected.
We'll try to fix that with Atikur Rahman. Rahul, Ishwar, before we fix that line. But Mr. Atikur Rahman, continue. What you were saying, I can still hear you. You can go on with your point.
Fine. So the dichotomy of the narratives and the approaches between the Muslim intelligentsia and the Hindutvawadis or the Sangh elements, we tell the youth that the Quran does not teaches you terrorism. Jihad does not means to attack your opponents. Islam stands for peace. There are n number of narratives and the Quranic injunctions wherein the Muslim youth and the Muslims are prevented from attacking your opponents. But the radical organizations within the terrorist organization are echoing the same narratives of the Sangh element, that Quran teaches terrorism. So we need to get our youth out of this dichotomy that Quran is not teaching you terrorism. The Sangh element are echoing the same line of approach which the terrorist organizations do. So if you want a zero tolerance toward terrorism, I appeal to the Hindutvawadis, the Sangh elements, the government of India, please get the Muslim intelligentsia telling our youth, get out of the clutches of these terrorist organizations. You are misguided by them. So far this is not done. We could not end terrorism, sir.
Right. But Atikur Rahman, one interesting thing that has emerged from this case is that Shareeq posed as a Hindu man. He posed with a fake Aadhaar card. He went and he got the SIM cards. He got his entire modus operandi was planned around that. Rahul, Ishwar, I want to get your point on that. This modus operandi of creating a Hindutva smoke screen by such terror elements. Who do you hold responsible for this?
Okay, I agree. Zero
that question was for Rahul Ishwar.
I do not want to engage
Mr. Atikur Rahman, that question was for Rahul Ishwar.
Okay, fine. Okay, sorry.
Rahul, please unmute your audio.
Every community has extremists among them, and it is the responsibility of the moderates to check them. For example, you may remember Kasab, Ajmal Amir Kasab wearing a kalava or a sacred thing in his hand to give a wrong impression that he was a Hindu, and the whole thing is a Hindutva plan. We have all remembered that. So please remember, whether it is Hindu, Muslim or Christian, right wing or left wing, bombs and terror doesn't discriminate. When something like that happens, something explodes, our children is at risk, whether we belong to any community. That's the reason why we need a strong de-radicalization plan. Our Muslim brothers and sisters shouldn't be defensive about it. I'm a proud Hindu activist, but we all have crazy crackpots like Yadi Narasimhananda or Sadhvi Prachis, and we should definitely condemn them. In the same way, our Muslim brothers should come forward, because these people are using terror as a means. These people are making bombs. They are affiliated and associated with the banned Islamic State, and at least 52 nations, 40 Muslim nations are taking actions against these radical elements. But the issue is, our left liberal friends give generic statements like, terror doesn't have any religion. Let us call for what it is. It is Islamist radicalism. We should not shy away. Similarly, if there are other extreme right-wing groups, call them out too. But Islamist radicalism is a threat to Islam, India and the world has seen a war on terror for the past 10 years. So let us be politically honest about this, socially honest about this. Yes, 99.99% of our Muslim brothers are with India, are as pluralistic and patriotic as we are. But a 0.1% of people are creating issues. For example, I come from Kerala, where at least 100 people went and joined ISIS. So this is a serious threat. There has been issues of forced conversions. There has been issues of using arms and ammunition, creation of bombs. So this is a serious issue. God forbid if it goes in a marketplace, our children, our family members, our friends, our associates and colleagues are at risk.
Absolutely.
So we should be more open and honest, and beyond politics, we should form a national consensus to counter terrorism.
Right. But on that point, I want to get this reaction from Mr. Shivana. When it comes to this entire smokescreen of Hindutva that was created by this individual, now from Sushil Kumar Shinde, who coined Hindu terror, to Digvijay Singh, who linked the RSS to 2611, is your politicking that we have seen when it comes to saffron terror as a political point from the Congress guilty of giving a cover tactic to these terrorists?
No, not at all. I have expressly stated that terror is terror, irrespective of which denomination they belong to, which religion they belong to, which caste or creed. Everyone is treated under the law of the land, under the Indian Penal Code, under the provisions of the statutes of India. And whoever it is, irrespective of where they come from or what they're doing, yes, there is, as the other person was just saying, if we go to the bottom of this, we may find a deeper meanings to it and deeper value to it. And this is the duty of
I'll
the
give you the
government of
opportunity.
India.
Let him complete. Go on.
This is the duty of the government of India, the state government. Everyone should come in unison and formulate a strategy against terror and somehow eject it out of our country, because the common men of Karnataka or the common men of India are facing huge trouble. I don't believe they can hide under any shadow. They can take cover under anything. Any terrorist to hide his identity would do anything possible to stay away from the investigative agencies. I wouldn't want to give it any political color. I wouldn't want to give it any religion, any color of religion or caste or creed. Terror is terror. Crime is crime. It should be dealt with a strong hand.
Mr. Rao, your reaction now, the Congress party saying that terror has no color after being infamous for coining the term Hindu terror.
Well, this is a typical Congress spokesperson talking. There is absolutely no relation to action and words. Now, let me remind the Congress party. It is the same very Congress party in 2015. Take the date, 2nd June 2015, when these people took off 1,600 cases against 175 cases against 1,600 KFD activists who are now called as the PFI activists, who now we are getting the link to PFI activists. And if we dare to arrest them, they would say, oh, they're all innocents. Why did you arrest them? This is the language at which they speak. And this is the actions what they are. I really don't understand what the Congress party is for. Once they say, no, they're all. See, this appeasement politics should go unless and until they have to accept it. Let them accept it. There is radicalization. Let me quote a case. I think the other gentleman was talking about. Do you remember a case? Islamic Research Foundation manager Arshi Qureshi. Have you seen that 4,000-page NIA charge sheet? What has he told? He told it is radicalization. I used to radicalize people. It is a witness statement which is available. People are never to accept such things. The Congress will never accept it. And let me tell you, If this incident in Mangalore were to happen in a big place, God forbid it not happen, then the whole scenario would have been looked differently to show the whole world, see, this is Hindu terror. What Mr. Shinde told, it's Hindu terror. Why? He disguised himself as a Hindu. Auto driver was a Hindu. His Aadhaar card was a Hindu. And of all, he was having a, what do you call, the kesar shawl with him tied to his tummy. And if it were to have happened, they would say, look at this. This is Hindu terror. Typical Hindu terror. This is what we are against. This is a nefarious design designed specifically by the ISIS to destabilize India. Let the Congress party and all the pseudo-secularists try to understand, be in the reality. Please help us. Why did the Tamil Nadu
You should be in the
government, why did
reality.
Tamil Nadu
First.
government, one minute. Why did the Tamil Nadu government did not acknowledge the fact that it was a act of terror? Why did it take long time for even Stalin to go and ask for the NIA to come? They even told NIA, no, it's not. It's just a cylinder blast. This is what we are talking about.
Right.
Please,
gentlemen, please stay with us. We're getting some breaking news when it comes. I'm sorry, we're getting some breaking news when it comes to this entire case. Now, what we are learning, so we're getting some more details when it comes to the investigation into Shareeq, and what we are learning is that he used bitcoins for transaction purposes. That's the piece of breaking news that's coming in. Explosive probe details accessed by CNN News 18 that Shareeq used Bitcoin for his transaction purposes. And this is what we are sharing with our viewers, that this was a very motivated and a very technologically advanced individual who was using all of these tactics to carry out his attack. Remember, he not only created fake identities, now what we are learning is that he used Bitcoin for these transactions when it comes to setting up his entire operation. We're going to get to our reporter Ritu in just a bit, but I want to take that point to Arvind Kumar Jain, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Are we dealing with a highly sophisticated terror network now?
Guided. He was being guided by the handlers. He doesn't seem to be a very intelligent man to me, but he had many handlers, including Al-Hind. I have read names, Arafat Ali, and in touch with Musawwir Hussain, who was an accused in the Al-Hind module case. All these handlers, I think, they were guiding him, and they were briefing him how to operate and how to go about it, so that his identity is not exposed.
Right. Right. We're also joined by Ritu, who's getting us this big piece of breaking news. Ritu, what more details can you get for us?
Well, that's what the police have to say, that the accused in the Mangaluru auto rickshaw blast, Shareeq, was in fact allegedly using the bitcoins as well. So, but now the police is taking this probe further, for which now they are first waiting for the recovery of the accused, because that will play an important role, because once they start the recording of the statements, that's when police will be able to understand and ascertain more information about from where he had learned it, who's the one who had motivated him to take this up, because you see his age is just 24 years old, and how he's been inspired with that of an ideology that he wanted to take this up whole and get radicalized as well. And further, in what way was this bitcoins were being used is a crucial point now. So that's also a biggest question here. So police will try and understand from who he had learned it, whether, there are main handlers that the police is also talking about, whether it's about Arafat Ali, or for that matter about the Mateen Ta as well, because Mateen Ta and you see the Shareeq happen where they've been seen allegedly being very close and in connection as well. Now, since when I was on the ground in the Tirthahalli reporting outside the house of the Mateen Ta as well as from the Shareeq's house, could make out very easily that they just were staying few meters away from each other.
Absolutely.
So their houses was located very nearby. So just 20 meters away from Mateen's house is where Shareeq's house is located. And if you see just within 250 or to 300 meters where this Majmani's house is also located, and the other accused's house were also located. So you see, that's the whole locality where these youngsters were actually allegedly, very constantly in touch. And but yes, Shareeq's family from a long time now is not staying in that house.
Right.
That is what we also know, since we were on the ground. But Mateen's father says that it's this technology that the youngsters are using, and they are getting misleaded in that way. So this will all now play a very major role, and especially Bitcoin as the point coming out of it, police in the probe will try and understand, because we have seen him that he was also trying to allegedly, purchase explosive materials online as well. He was also being funded. Now, talking about the funded part, of course, police had also told that it was Arfat Ali, allegedly, who was trying to help out financially, staying there in the Dubai, that police suspects that he is overseeing now. So where now both of them are absconding from a long time. So yes, police is taking this investigation further in that way.
Right. Thank you, Ritu, for getting us that big piece of information. Atikur Rahman, I want to give you the final word when it comes to this entire controversy. We've seen young Muslim men become targets of radicalism, namely, as we are pointing out through this breaking news, through social media, and especially the digital world. Now, whenever it comes to policing these cases, the authorities will only use the hammer. What can the community do to deter this rise of radicalism?
The community needs a formidable force from the government side, from the agencies. So far, our political parties will be, engaging themselves by mudslinging each other, using this weapon, a communal weapon at the time of elections. I am sorry to say, you cannot fight terrorism with a communal weapon, but a surgical knife will be much more edifies towards fighting terrorism. No politicking at the time of elections, no mudslinging, no cockfight between the political regimes.
Right. And Rahul Ishwar, just the final 30 seconds to you. In the wake of such incidents, whenever communal harmony should be the need of the hour, we always see that it never comes from the political class. What can Hindu community leaders do when it comes to creating this sense of harmony, especially when it gets rocked by such terror cases?
Two submissions. One, don't blame the entire Muslim community. Don't brush everyone with the same brush. We, Hindu community, also has hardliners. Islamic community also has extremists. So we should understand that the moderate should be empowered and all the hardliners should be sidelined. Moderates of both communities, our Busurg, seniors, should sit together and talk and find a consensus. We are the largest. We together, Hindus and Muslims, defeated the largest empire in the human history, the British. We won our freedom together. It is our responsibility to stay together and fight against terrorism with one mind, so that India can win the war on terror and humanity can rise above terrorism.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Madhur Rao, Mr. Shivanna, Atikur Rahman, Rahul Ishwar, and Arvind Kumar Jain for joining us on the broadcast and sharing your views when it comes to not just the threat or the security threat that this terror nexus poses, but also the societal challenges that we face when it comes to maintaining communal harmony. Now, let's shift focus to the latest flashpoint that has emerged between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, that is Massage Gate.
ये कहना चाहता हूँ, वो वीडियो में वो कह रहे हैं कि वो कोई मसाज करा रहा है, वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट है, वो फिजियोथेरेपी कर रहा है, डॉक्टर ने उनको रिकमेंड किया था।
बेशर्मी भी जिसे अपना गुरु मानती है, वो अरविंद केजरीवाल और अराजक अपराध पार्टी है। आप अराजक अपराध पार्टी।
वो चाहे सत्येंद्र जैन का मामला हो, चाहे मनीष सिसोदिया के ऊपर हो, भाजपा के पास कोई मुद्दा नहीं। कह रही है हम अरविंद केजरीवाल को सबसे ज्यादा गालियां दे सकते हैं, बदनाम कर सकते हैं।
First, the Aam Aadmi Party found itself in the middle of Liquorgate, and now it's Massagegate. On Saturday, visuals of jailed Aam Aadmi Party Minister Satyendra Jain receiving a massage, enjoying access to television, mineral water, and having personal meetings went viral on social media. On Saturday itself, the Aam Aadmi Party top brass, Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia, claimed it was a medically sanctioned physiotherapy session, accusing the BJP of playing politics over Jain's health. But now, Tihar jail sources have told CNN News 18 that the man giving the massage is a man named Rinku, who is a rape accused and charged under Section 6 of the POCSO Act. The BJP has hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party and questioned Kejriwal as to why the party continues to shield Satyendra Jain, a man accused of money laundering who once served as Delhi's jail minister. Meanwhile, Satyendra Jain has accused the Enforcement Directorate of leaking the videos. The question emerges, where will the Aam Aadmi Party now move the goalpost? Did they jump the gun, or do they believe that this rape accused is a licensed physiotherapist? Before we get to our guests, here's how the drama unfolded.
The video, still unverified, that raised a storm. AAP's jailed minister Satyendra Jain gets a massage in his Tihar cell. BJP had tried jail privileges and VIP treatment for a Delhi mantri. Kejriwal called it prescribed physiotherapy and unwarranted BJP aggression.
वो फिजियोथेरेपी कर रहा है, डॉक्टर ने उनको रिकमेंड किया था. ऐसा कोई वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट सत्येंद्र जैन को नहीं मिल रहा.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी इतनी घटिया हरकत पर उतर आई कि किसी इंसान की बीमारी का, उसकी बीमारी में दिए जा रहे उसके इलाज का सीसीटीवी फुटेज गलत तरीके से बाहर निकाल के उसको मनोहर कहानियां सुना के आज किसी की बीमारी का मजाक बना रहे हैं.
And now a new twist, putting AAP more firmly in the dock. It turns out the masseuse was no physiotherapist, but rape accused Rinku, charged under POCSO of raping his teenage daughter. Chumpy giver, not physiotherapist, but rapist. Tihar turned into Thailand, attacked the BJP. On its part, AAP keeps up its "our work there for all to see" face.
कोई और राजनीतिक दल होता तो उस पार्टी का मुखिया स्वयं कान पकड़ के जनता से माफी मांगता और कहता, मेरा भ्रष्ट मंत्री जो कृत्य कर रहा है मैं तुरंत उसे बर्खास्त करता हूं.
उनका नारा है बदनाम किया है बदनाम करेंगे, इसलिए हमें वोट दे दो. अरविंद केजरीवाल का क्या नारा है, काम किया है काम करेंगे.
The jailed minister had filed for contempt, alleging the ED leaked the Tihar jail footage. The enforcement directorate rejected the charge, even as it claimed the veracity of the video remained beyond question. Bear in mind that this latest face-off, one of dozens between AAP and BJP down the years, comes ahead of the Delhi municipal elections on the 4th of December. Will the AAP feel the heat in the polls to come?
And let's get to our guests. I'm joined by Praveen Shekhar Kapoor, spokesperson of the Delhi BJP, Tushar Gupta, senior editor, Swaraj Magazine. Arvind Kumar Jain continues to be with us, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. And we're also joined by political analyst Syed Asad Abbas. Good evening, gentlemen. Mr. Kapoor, I'll come to you first. You have filed a police complaint against Satyendra Jain and Arvind Kejriwal ever since these videos emerged. The Delhi police comes under the centre's jurisdiction. Beyond the war of press conferences, when can we expect action?
The action can be expected any time. But Delhi, as the incident has occurred within the Delhi jail, Delhi police cannot take any action in a haste. They have to seek a report from Delhi jail administration, and so it may take a couple of days, but surely I feel action will take place.
Right. Mr. Abbas, Satyendra Jain's lawyers have said that the minister has lost weight in jail and he is not getting good food. Number one, the jail, as was pointed out by the BJP, comes under the Delhi government's jurisdiction. And number two, how can you expect us to believe that he's being mistreated if we can see him on the video over there getting a massage from a rape accused nonetheless?
Firstly, Ayushman Saab, it's very unfortunate. I think the question is to me, sir.
Yes.
Ayushman Saab, am I right?
Yeah, Mr. Abbas, go ahead. Mr. Abbas, that question was for you.
Thank you very much. Ayushman Saab, let me tell you as a political analyst here, there is a larger conspiracy to this. We need to understand the sinister design and plot of the Bharatiya Janata Party. When not just leaking the video to the news media channels, what they are also doing is not just CBI, ED, IT, but today even the jail authorities are compromised with the BJP. Why, so you may ask? The fact that there is Gujarat elections and the Delhi MCD elections. Today, the garbage mountain is not an issue. Proper sewage is not an issue. The ensuring of better MCD schools dispensaries is not an issue. What is an issue? Issue is Satyendra Jain, massage, Thailand, Saza, Maza. We need to understand that today the Bharatiya Janata Party has mastered the plot of distraction politics. All they need to do is distract the people. But let me tell you, sir, this is not just Dilwalon ki Delhi, but also Dimagwalon ki Delhi. The people of Delhi have understood the plot of the Bharatiya Janata Party to time and again malign the name of Aam Aadmi Party.
Just to be clear, you're saying we shouldn't take this seriously. What's happening inside Tihar jail?
So the fact of the matter, we need to understand the sinister design and the plot of the BJP, which has come through to time and again target the Aam Aadmi Party. We need to understand, we all know the wonderful quote of Jawaharlal Nehru, who said, at the stroke of midnight hour. But at the same stroke of midnight hour and the morning rays sunshine, when the BJP workers of Delhi wake up every morning, all you need to know is how do we attack the Aam Aadmi Party. More than Modi ji, BJP workers think of Aam Aadmi Party. Manish Sisodia, Satyendra Jain, Arvind Kejriwal. This is nothing but bharkao distraction politics, sir. We need to understand the gamut here. Today, the BJP.
I'll ask you again. We shouldn't take this seriously. Satyendra Jain getting VIP treatment inside prison. I shouldn't take it seriously as a voter.
Ayushman Saab, first and foremost, let me tell you, there isn't any verified forensic authenticated video there. Well, if these videos are
so you should get to that point. You feel it's fake.
Seconds.
You feel it's fake. This entire video is fake.
Allow me 30 seconds. Ayushman Saab, 30 seconds I will conclude my point, sir. Sir, the fact of the matter, any video that is there in Tihar jail, this is for the internal security and privacy. How does the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party, acquire this video and leak it to the press, media? This shows their design. To them, Gujarat election is not an issue, MCD poll is not an issue, but to malign the Aam Aadmi Party time and again, sir, they are shaken by the might, triumphant victory in the coming days of the Aam Aadmi Party. Same reason why you know naak mein dam karna chahte hain. You know, subah utte, sote, jagte, they want to target the Aam Aadmi Party, sir. Why? Because
just a yes or no. Do you think it's fake? Do you think this video is fake? Just a yes or no.
So there is absolutely no authentication of the same in any court.
Right. Tushar, I'm sure you're gearing for a response. Go ahead.
No, Ayushman, if the previous panelist is to be believed, the problem is not that the crime was committed. The problem is that the crime was revealed. The problem is not that the video is fake or not. The problem is why is Aam Aadmi Party defending a fake video? Nevertheless, Ayushman, see, I have a few questions. The Aam Aadmi Party says that the physiotherapy was necessary because Satyendra Jain sustained an injury. Now, he was arrested in early June. This video is from September. I'm curious to understand what was this injury that he sustained either in the previous 100 days between June or September or before that. Question number 2, assuming he actually sustained an injury before the jail term began, why was this not mentioned by his lawyer when he said to the court that Satyendra Jain is suffering from memory loss after COVID when the ED said he was not being cooperative enough? Question number 3, at the end of the day, even if I give Aam Aadmi Party the benefit of doubt, you would need someone certified to conduct the physiotherapy sessions. But over here, we have someone who's been accused under the POXCO Act, under the most heinous of crimes one can imagine around. So how does this things add up? Now, you can attribute it to the MCD poll, you can attribute it to the Gujarat elections, but it doesn't really work that way. See, when the case against Satyendra Jain was launched, Arvind Kejriwal said he should be given a Bharat Ratna for the service to the nation. When the ED was investigating money laundering, he said it's a BJP conspiracy. He's suffering from memory loss. He's in poor health. Today, they are saying he sustains a spinal injury. I mean, all of this is made up story. It's all really just poor optics. That's all it is. My question is, if he sustained an injury, his lawyer was very vocal in the court saying he suffered from memory loss of all things after COVID. But here in the jail, we see him looking at all the documents, studying at all the documents. I don't know what they are, probably something to do with the Delhi government. But it doesn't look like a person who sustained a physical injury, who needs physiotherapy sessions every day, and whose lawyer said that his health needs to be monitored every hour. So the power backup in Tihar jail cannot catch up. This things really doesn't add up. It all looks like very fishes at this moment.
Allow me equal point, please.
Yeah, right. I'll come to you, Mr. Abbas. I want to get a view from Mr. Jain also when it comes to this entire case that we see when it comes to this VIP culture inside prison. Mr. Jain, from Sukesh Chandrasekhar to Satyendra Jain, we've seen VIP culture being a very central part of politics in this country for so many decades. Why is it impossible to purge this VIP culture from inside prisons? It always becomes a political football between parties, but the problem is never really solved.
The problem is that I am not actually bothered about the BJP and AAP tussle. I am not a supporter of any of the political parties. But what I am bothered about is that Tihar jail is considered one of the topmost jails of Delhi, of the country, most secured prison, and its security has been completely compromised. If a minister is lodged inside a jail, and he's taking all these, he's getting all these privileges, and he's getting massage done from a rapist, then naturally rapist will also demand certain privileges in the jail. That, and then Lawrence Vishnoi is there, so many top criminals are there. They will also meet people. Once you open the flood, then the floodgates, then everything, then everyone will get advantages. Top thug of the country was getting was indulging in so many activities while residing in Tihar jail by bribing people. Even if iota of what he alleges is true, then it's absolutely shameful for the Tihar officials, for DG Tihar and for the Delhi government, that such allegations are being leveled against top people of the ruling party and AAP and Tihar officials. So if security of Tihar jail is compromised, where you have gangsters, where you have terrorists, where you have so many notorious people, then it's a security concern for the entire country, because Tihar jail is in national capital.
Absolutely.
And if something national capital, and if something happens inside the jail, or if the criminals move out of the jail the way these people are behaving, political people, it's absolutely shameful. And in my opinion, central government should take over the security of Tihar jail and should make it absolutely what can I say, जैसे कहते हैं अभेद्य किला बना दिया.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to take that point to Mr. Kapoor. Mr. Kapoor, that is the main issue. We've only been seeing the BJP come with press conferences taking on the Aam Aadmi Party. You have every right to. As Jail Minister, Satyendra Jain has exposed how Tihar jail and how the operations run over there. But as Mr. Jain is also pointing out, it's time that the central government takes some swift action, because this is a huge security issue with very high-profile criminals being housed inside Tihar jail.
No doubt, Tihar is housing many high-profile criminals, and whatever Minister Jain is doing, we have heard several criminals also doing similar things by bribing the jail staff. But at the moment, I think, as the model code of conduct is in place in Delhi, the center government cannot directly intervene and take over the administration at this moment of time. But say after the election, center may consider it, because Delhi police is already under center government. Maybe the jails are also taken over.
Right. So that will be the need of the hour. Mr. Abbas, so that should be the need of the hour, because if you look at these visuals, I mean, you can say that this is not an authentic piece of, an authentic visual, but at the same time, not only did Satyendra Jain's close aides, that is Arvind Kejriwal, his close comrades within the party, say that he's getting a physiotherapy session. Manish Sisodia also accused the BJP of playing politics over his health. Now it turns out the man giving the massage is an accused rapist. We can't brush all these facts under the carpet in the hopes that you come out with a report saying that this video is authentic.
Ayushman Saab, we need to understand here what is taking place. There's undoubtedly an absolute political witch hunt which is against Satyendra Jain. Let me tell you, what did the High Court judge say with the matter of granting or not granting bail to Satyendra Jain? He called the investigating officer and asked for substantial evidence and proof, for which he was not able to bring it forth to the judge. Therefore, hearing after hearing. Why, so you may ask? This is nothing but a vendetta.
Then why isn't Satyendra Jain out on bail?
House of the BJP.
Are you
Sir,
saying
could you repeat your question, please?
Are you saying the judiciary is also compromised, that they're not releasing him out on bail?
Absolutely no, sir. You did not hear me clearly. The judge reprimanded the investigating officer for a substantial evidence where he was not able to furnish. He seeks for another hearing. Hearing after hearing, this is nothing but a ploy of the Bharatiya Janata Party to use the police force under Ministry of Home Affairs so that they could keep him in jail. We need to understand today the MCD civic issues are not a matter anymore. Allow me to complete, sir. Thank you. I think I need to be given at least a minute's time. We need to understand there is a garbage mountain. There is anti-incumbency in MCD civic issues. There are MCD schools, dispensaries which needs to be refurbished. What does Aam Aadmi Party speak about? It speaks about the issues which matter to the people of Delhi. But here the BJP time and again wants to come and distract. Is this an issue? Massage for Satyendra Jain, Thailand, Saza ya Maza. Time and again
It is a very big issue. It's a very big issue.
But
Mr. Abbas, you can't brush this under the carpet. This is a party that stood against corruption. Yeah. Please, gentlemen, please.
Allow me to make my points.
Mr. Abbas, last 30 seconds. I'm sorry, you need to make your point quickly.
Thank you. Thank you, Ayushman Saab. 30 seconds, I will complete my point. Today, the Bharatiya Janata Party has understood that Aam Aadmi Party is the principal opposition in Gujarat and the MCD polls. They are scared out of their wits that they will lose the MCD and Delhi will never be theirs. That is the reason why the voter of Delhi is not just Dilwalon ki Delhi,
but I am completely baffled by this, Mr. Abbas. I am completely baffled by this fact that we are discussing this video and you just downright dismiss this entire video as being real. Tushar and then Mr. Kapoor.
Because they understand the plot of BJP.
Tushar Gupta, please.
Look at the ironical contradiction. The BJP is on a political witch hunt. The judiciary, even after reprimanding the investigating officer, is not granting Satyendra Jain bail. The BJP is on a vicious hunt against all Aam Aadmi Party leaders. But look at the irony. Satyendra Jain yet end up with mineral water, with massages, with the permission for his people to visit him after jailas when he's inside Tihar.
My friend, kindly read the manual.
Please, Mr. Abbas, we'll let you finish. Please extend him the same courtesy. Tushar, please continue.
How this works, please. So, look, at the end of the day, he's contradicting himself. My simple answer is, Ayushman, even in the district courts, if the investigating officer is unable to furnish enough evidence, no judge allows the accused to be in jail for such a long time. But in this case, Satyendra Jain has been denied bail twice. So to say that this is a BJP political witch hunt is absolutely incorrect. If that was indeed the case, Satyendra Jain would have been out of prison long time ago. And what Mr. Abbas calls a fake video, the Aam Aadmi Party leader himself has come out addressing it, saying it's a physiotherapy session.
Absolutely. Mr. Abbas,
I said, show me the authentication of the video.
Then why did Arvind Kejriwal endorse the video? Arvind Kejriwal endorsed the video saying that he's receiving a physiotherapy. Arvind Kejriwal endorsed the video.
Mr. Abbas,
you have no retort to that.
BJP, Ayushman.
Mr. Abbas, let Tushar complete. Tushar, go on.
There is no authentication of the video, sir. Don't put words into my mouth. You're putting words into
Mr. Abbas, please, I'm sorry, you have to let the other panelists finish.
So it's wrong.
All right.
No, my simple question is, Mr. Abbas thinks this video is fake or not authentic enough, but the BJP and the AAP both believe that this is an
Mr. Abbas, I'll be forced to put your fader down. Please don't do that. Let the other panelists finish. Go on, Tushar.
Ayushman, at the end of the day, Arvind Kejriwal and Ashish Sisodia have come out acknowledging the video. If Satyendra Jain indeed needed physiotherapy, where is a certified measure by the government on the orders of the court and indeed there was an injury? That's a simple question. No one has the answer to it.
Absolutely. Mr. Jain, I'll give you the final word when it comes to this. Actually, Mr. Kapoor, you wanted to make a point. 30 seconds to you.
See, I don't know in what capacity Mr. Abbas is here, but I will like to ask him a question. We have a Delhi Women Commission chairperson in Delhi who works as an activist and raises such issues regularly. Today, a POXO convict has been seen indulging with the minister. We have found him sitting and giving service to a minister. As Mr. Jain also said, he will also seek favors from the jail administration now. But just think, when the family of that POXO victim would have seen this video and seen the man who terrorized the little girl,
his own girl,
how much they must be fearing. Where is Swati Maliwal today?
Absolutely.
I have written a letter to her asking her to intervene and seek a report from jail administration on this.
I think the question is to me, so
That's
can I answer
Mr.
your
Absolutely,
question,
he's just making a political point. I'm running out of time, gentlemen. I want to give the final word to Mr. Jain. I'm sorry, sir. We are running out of time. I want to give the final word to Mr. Jain. Mr. Jain, the pitch coming in from the BJP that the centre should take over the affairs of Tihar prison. Do you expect any party to take any sweeping action when it comes to tackling VIP culture inside these jails?
You are asking me?
Yes, sir, Mr. Jain.
Kindly repeat the question.
The BJP has made the pitch that after the MCD elections, they are likely to they may take over the affairs of Tihar jail, given the corruption that has emerged in the wake of these videos. Do you honestly expect, given your career in public service, especially as a police officer, do you expect any party to take any sweeping action to end VIP culture in prisons?
Sweeping action will have to be taken. Reforms will have to be introduced. In our state, IPS officer was posted as DG jail, and after that things changed. Things changed within few years. So it has to be done now. The Delhi police, Tihar DG jail is an IPS officer, but very serious allegations are being leveled against him. So I think this dual control will not do, and jail administration, especially of one of the most important jails of the country, should be taken over by central government. And I want to say one thing. Jail also comes under jurisdiction of a police station. If some wrongdoing is going on in the jurisdiction of a police station, police can take cognizance. Police SHO can take cognizance of it, and he can so moto take action.
Absolutely.
And, yes.
So if the local police, absolutely. So if the local police want, they can take action as well. Thank you, Praveen Shekhar Kapoor, Tushar Gupta, Arvind Kumar Jain, and Syed Asad Abbas for joining us on the broadcast on that war of words that is only escalating between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. That's all we have to get to for you on News Epicenter. Up next, the late night edition.